Welcome to Better Bad News, half true, more or less 100% of the time.
There's a difference between an agent of disinformation and a disinformation agent. Don't trust me. I will knowingly misinform you about everything I know. I am not a disinformation agent. Trust me.
We have some of the best home entertainment systems in the free world.
I certainly hope so.
Without being aware that any surveillance is taking place.
What does that tell you?
Is this question time?
Oh, here we go.
I have a question about what we can believe about so many counterintelligence operations.
Are we going to bring up the subject of cognitive infiltration again? Yes, we are.
How can I be sure that I'm not infiltrating my own mind with doubts about who I can trust and who I can't trust? Because not everyone is a disinformation agent.
Cass Sunstein, look into it.
American corporations export tools of internet surveillance to track down and disappear students, assassinate, murder, kill.
You're not fooling anyone, kid. The little boy, he's actually a 57-year-old man
That kid is no kid.
who's been spying on us from the very beginning and writing up reports on everyone.
I was so gullible.
It's a lot of work, but it's worth it.
That's the lesson we've learned, and we now try to spread that, that you have to be very aware of the internet, which is a very large-scale spying machine.
There is no privacy on the internet, is there?
Yes, there is. I can have privacy online, so long as I seed the internet with misinformation about myself. You have to play the same games as the spies, randomly. Mess with the profile that has been created from your data.
That is a very deceptive practice.
Random messages about things you don't care about to people you don't even know.
I want to know once the authorities start using the same tools to crack down on dissent, will the same corporations embrace Facebook fascism? It has happened before.
It is time to abandon this fantasy that the corporations that create media would never side with the governments against their own people. But they do. Disappear is a euphemism for pull the plug.
Don't pretend you don't believe there is an inner party. You know they're there. They know we know. They know we know they're there.
The internet's special power.
Is this some kind of global feudalism?
There are levels of deception so complex in the counterintelligence racket that the odds of my uncovering the truth are slim.
They want Michael Moore to call the administration out on WMD or torture. They do not want to be called out about what happened at Ground Zero.
To connect and liberate.
We need
weapons. If ridicule is a weapon being used against truth tellers, well, we better learn how to defend ourselves against this weapon. We need to use ridicule. We need to use ridicule.
I tried to warn myself about what was coming, but I didn't trust myself at the time.
The threats to democracy are coming from the inside, from the secret keepers, and they need to be exposed.
In earlier times, it was easier to kill 1 million people. Literally, it was easier to kill 1 million people than physically to control 1 million people. For the first time in all of human history, it is infinitely easier to control. Combination of the two, to kill and control.
When you kill 1 million people, you control 1 million people.
If there's any more talk about eugenics, I'm going to pull the plug on this conversation. We agreed not to discuss it. You can be annoyed, but you must be compliant. You're middle class. Annoyed, your health care, compliant. Your jobs, annoyed. Your student loan, compliant. Your privacy, annoyed. Your satellite dish reception.
I will not be compliant. What are they doing with my body scan images after I board the plane?
I know these people. They're capable of doing some really weird shit. Soon it will be against the law not to have a Facebook account.
There is a kind of moral imperative or need for it. A concentrated source of power that has universal reach, the world government. Global domination.
There's also a bright side to living in a police state. The government will provide vouchers for my internet connection.
To identify individuals who are most likely to become uncompliant by analyzing their Twitter streams.
Don't always be speculating about that.
Security services need to know in advance who is likely to remain compliant and who is not.
Better bad news, half true, more or less 100% of the time.
If you watch carefully, you can see cognitive infiltrators. Don't trust me. I might be doing it right now.